I like to state that the modern technologies, especially biotechnology, will be used in the future. I presume in the next 5 years, the use of these technologies, especially biotechnology, will increase because that is the modern world, and that's how we are moving forward. And because biotechnology can also add to this value addition in many crops and plants and so on, in products that could be used in the country and also for export. So when we look at these SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, ඒක තියෙනවානේ 17ක් තියෙනවානේ. ඒ 17න් ඇත්තටම බයෝටෙක්නොලොජි ජෛව තාක්ෂණය නැත්නම් ජාන තාක්ෂණය මේ ඍජුවම බලපාන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් if you look at the 17 goals, sustainable development goals, this technology, although it won't, it's not mentioned directly any of these, but we can see that it has a big role to play in many of them. For example, good health and well-being. So, how would this technology play a role in creating good health? So safe food, for example. Can this technology be used to give the people safety in food and in their well-being? Then it can also play a role in economic growth of the country. It has done so in many industrial countries. Can it play a role in the economic growth? Definitely, we are expecting that. Then industry, innovation and infrastructure, ninth SDG. They are definitely the role that biotechnology, gene technology would play has to play a big role, especially in industry. It already plays a big role in many industries, not in Sri Lanka, in plants and animals, in the cosmetic industry, confectionery industry, leather, cloth, so many ornamental fish, ornamental plants. So in a wide range of industries, biotechnology has been used with various innovations, like, even now DNA editing can be used. So there is an indirect role that it can play. If you also consider SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. Responsible consumption and production. ඒ කියන්නේ පරිසරයට සහ අපේ මේ සෞඛ්‍යයට අහිතකර බලපෑම් නැති විදිහට මේ තාක්ෂණය යොදාගන්නේ කොහොමද? How do we use this technology without harming the health of the people and the environment, without damaging the environment? So in this way, biotechnology can play a big role, as I can see. So how does accreditation come into play? Accreditation comes into play because safety starts from the laboratory. From the laboratory, we have to have safe laboratories. I know in many institutes in this country where biotechnology techniques were introduced, they were the old laboratories that we as students used. They were not meant for this type of technologies. What do I mean by not meant? We did not use such corrosive, dangerous chemicals prior to this modern technology coming into play in this country. It was a very simple technology, no danger to anything. But now, even in extracting DNA, very simple thing as extracting DNA, we use very corrosive chemicals, corrosive on the human health, on our body, as well as on on other material that's around. So we have to be extremely careful. Do we have such laboratories in this country that can be accredited for use for to use this modern biotechnology, gene technology, genomics, and so on. So, in addition, I would like to say that we must always go hand in hand with national policy. ජාතික ප්‍රතිපත්ති සමග තමයි අපි ඉදිරියට යන්න ඕනේ. මේ තාක්ෂණය යොදා ගන්න ඕනේ. So there is a biotechnology policy of Sri Lanka. Then in the next 5 years, like Slim Tech, there it has been decided to set up Slim Tech, Sri Lanka Institute of Biotechnology. ඒ ජාතික ආයතනයක් බයෝටෙක් ජෛව තාක්ෂණය ගැන. කොළඹ අවට දැන් වැඩ කටයුතු කරගෙන යනවා to establish this slim tech. Then that will have real modern technologies, biotechnologies to cater to industry, especially to industry. So are we ready? We have the Biosafety Act in place now, not in place yet, but very soon it will be. That will cater to the safety of the laboratories. We have to also be very careful that a laboratory is a confined area. We call them confined areas. So there's no much danger, but from the laboratories, it will go to the greenhouses. Now, again, there, I do not know, but I'm sure that even greenhouses can be accredited. I think, I'm sure it can be, because for plants and animals that have been genetically modified, we cannot use these normal greenhouses that we see everywhere in these research institutes and universities and so on. They are very special to make sure that unnecessary organisms do not come in and material from inside do not go out. They're also special that even people who come in don't take material accidentally even to the outside. So I think it is very good. And there are such, laboratories all over the world, and I'm sure most of our scientists have worked in such greenhouses. I have too, and so it's not a big deal. These can be established in this country, and I think also must be accredited, because you can get not only national institutes but even others coming into this into this system, private sector, foreign people, foreign scientists who can come here, foreign institutes can play a role in sleep tech. They can set up laboratories. So we must make sure that we are safe. Our environment is safe to carry out. And I think accreditation slab has a very big role to play there. Again, national policy, ජාතික ප්‍රතිපත්ති අනුව national ජාතික සැලසුම් තියෙනවා. There are national plans. For example, there has been a plan for many years now to establish genomic centers, to study the genome, to do research is done. Our scientists are done outside our country, but within our country, we have not. For example, we have not isolated, identified, and cloned a single gene from our biodiversity. This must be done. And there have been plans afoot to set up genomic centers in this country. And in fact, one policy identified three, for example, plant genomics to be done in a place like the Plant Genetic Resource Center. Do they have accredited laboratories there? Then animal genomes studies visited by the Veterinary Research Institute. Do they have accredited laboratories? And human, of course, in Colombo medical faculty and so on, do they have accredited labs? We need that, because we must understand that even after being exposed to COVID-19, how quickly a hazard can move in this country. That is the most important thing. We have to we have to see the whole country. which will affect the economy and the well-being of everybody. But a large country like China, for example, they sealed off Wuhan, and the country ran. The rest of the country was okay. But in our case, it's a very small country. We have to be very, very careful. Whatever anybody says, a hazard can move from Gaul to Jaffna, from Colombo to Batticlo. Anybody, any one of us can guess. I mean, surely within 24 hours, it can happen. It can spread so fast. That is why we are so concerned about this spread of the COVID-19, because it's such a small country, it's like a home, a big home. So the virus will spread so fast, a hazard will spread very fast. Therefore, these safety precautions are extremely important for us when we get onto these type of technologies, because the hazards can move very, very fast. As far as genetically modified organisms and things are concerned, the Biosafety Act will has looked into all of these, and the regulations are there. So this is the my feeling about the role of biotechnology and accreditation. We will need to have accredited laboratories across the country to accredit this nutrient status of biofertilizers, compost, animal refuse, municipality refuse, and biochar, and so on. They have to be analyzed and certified by accredited laboratories. So, I think in the next few years, maybe it will have to be carried out in the different provinces and so on across the country. So, you will need accreditation, standardization, accreditation for that also. So, that I feel is the role that SLAB can play in the near future for the economic development of the country.
හරි සර් thank you very much sir. මම
ඒ-
මේක
ඒක-
ඇති සර් දැන් අපි මේක හදලා අපි මේක ප්‍රය මේකක් විදිහට යනවා අපි සර්ට ඉන්විටේෂන් එකකුත් එවන්න මේ තාම
හොඳයි
අපේ
බන්දු.
යව්වේ නැහැ මේ 9 වෙනිදා තියෙන්නේ සර් ජූන් 9
Yeah.
උදේ 9ට තියෙන්නේ මේ වර්චුවල් තමයි අපි කරන්න ඉන්නේ සර්ට ඉන්විටේෂන් එකක් එවන්න සර් හරි
Okay. Thank you, Bandhu.
හරි thank
Thank
you
you. හැමෝම හොඳින් ඉන්නවද? ගෙදර අයත්
ඔව්
ස්ලැබ් එකෙත් හැමෝම ප්‍රශ්නයක්
අපි
නැහැ නේ.
කට්ටියම ගෙදර ඉඳලා වැඩ කරන්නේ සර්
හොඳයි. හැමෝම මතක් කරලා කියන්න.
හරි සර් හරි thank you sir.
Thank you.